I hope you're growing. The gardening season is on, and today I wanted to take some time to actually make a follow-up video to Japanese knotweed, or Philopia japonica. It's an invasive plant that was introduced to the United States back in the 1900s for ornamental purposes, and it has gone crazy. It's pretty much colonized all of the Northeast, anything from the Carolinas all the way up to Canada, and it's already moving into the western states. However, it's not a plant that will get out of control in a matter of weeks or months. It really needs years to fully establish and colonize a particular site. But once it's there to stay. Why? Because it multiplies through rhizomes. Essentially, it's a plant that can grow up to like 6, 7. You can see these plants, they're like 7 feet tall. They're bigger than me. Imagine that also going underground, shooting in all kinds of directions. So it's a very efficient multiplier. It's essentially what you would think a super spreader in the world of weeds. And the good news is that it actually, unlike some other invasive plants that don't have much use, Philopia japonica or Japanese knotweed, you can actually eat it. You can use the roots for medicinal purposes. And what I'm going to show you today is how I actually use it to compost. I use it as green manure. A lot of people out there will tell you don't use Japanese knotweed, it's gonna sprout in your composting bin, but I've been doing successfully for the last 5 years, no problem, no sprout. And this is the key: you have to cut the weeds, the plants, before they mature. So essentially you want to start cutting all the way from here. We are about zone 5B or 6. We're in Rhode Island. You want to start cutting right from the beginning, May, June. I don't essentially do not compost anything past July 4th. Right after I harvest my garlic, I am done harvesting Japanese knotweed. Why? Because I noticed that at that point, especially plants that had not been harvested, they tend to harden up, and then the growth tissue on the plant is actually very strong, and it will sprout in your compost pile even if it hits up. Also, another benefit of collecting the plants now in May and June is that they're going to cook in the hottest months of the year in that compost pile, which will pretty much disintegrate all of it. It's one of the richest manures I have found. I've been essentially teaching myself how to grow food for the last 5 years. Japanese knotweed is by far my #1 green source of manure. Why? Because it's not a spray. Obviously here nobody's spraying, so I know it's clean. It doesn't have seeds if you collect it at the right time. It has there's potential to sprout in your compost, but like I say, if you start collecting it, harvesting it earlier, you're not going to have that issue. So stay tuned for that. When you look at the different growth points, I usually cut above 2 of these guys. These are usually the points where the plant would sprout if it were to sprout. And by cutting it that high, I'm just making sure that I don't have any viable, potentially rooting tissue. And now we are at the last stage where I essentially put the knotweed inside of the compost bin. One thing to note is that I don't really measure how much brown material versus how much green material. I just add what I have available. It is all going to decompose. It would all become viable at one point or another. When I have more leaves, I add more leaves, but right now I don't have a ton, so I'm just gonna it's gonna probably be 50-50, if no more knotweed. that's it. That's a pile of knotweed. In a few weeks it will go down significantly to probably half of it, so that's why I compacted really heavily, because it just, a lot of it is, the knotweed is a very hollow, the stem, so all of that air will come out and it will really go down. So thank you for watching.